And man, I'm telling you, this is a great test of iron tonight for this Falcons team. I'm excited.
All right, and with that, let's roll to our keys to tonight's match. First, it's going to be a battle until the end. As I mentioned, this team of Reinhardt has several different guys that are just hammers, all with 2 wrestlers in 5 different weight classes ranked very highly, Shane.
You got it. I think our middleweights are going to see some of these hammers. It's going to be tough. Guys that have had successful seasons so far with the Falcons are going to get their fill tonight, so I'm excited.
And secondly, again, it's a historic night that is ahead of us. This is the first ranked opponent for the Montevallo wrestling team to come into Central State Bank Arena. Falcons looking to pull off a huge upset possibly tonight.
It's going to be tough with a few spots out due to injury, but I'm excited. This is where some of our young wrestlers, our first-year guys, they need to step it up. And our second-year guys, they're here to show them the way and just let them know it can be done to get out there and battle.
Yeah, Shane. And then finally, Dual Dubs. The Falcons are currently riding a 4-dual win streak coming to go off against Lincoln Memorial, Shorter, Emory and Henry, and Bluefield State. So hoping to carry that momentum into tonight's match and then throughout the rest of the season.
Definitely, Aiden. You know it. And these are on-the-road duels that they did really well at. So we're really excited. We're back at home. Hopefully we can get some of that crowd momentum with us tonight and make some action.
Well, folks, stay tuned as we'll be right back here at Central State Bank Arena with the first weight class at 125.
Good afternoon and welcome to Central State Bank Arena for tonight's wrestling duel between the Reinhardt Eagles and your Montevallo Falcons. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to test our lineup between the Reinhardt Eagles and your Montevallo Falcons. We will begin with the 125 weight class. Wrestling for the Eagles, a senior from Adairsville, Georgia, Angel Bonda. The Falcons will forfeit the 125 weight class. Wrestling for the Eagles at 133, Aiden Neal. For your Falcons at 133 pounds, a sophomore from Woodstock, Georgia, Daniel McIntyre. Wrestling for the Eagles at 141, a freshman from Rockmart, Georgia, Jared Banks. For your Falcons at 141 pounds, a sophomore from Winton, Alabama, Chad Strickland. Wrestling for the Eagles at 129, senior, Devin Griffin. For your Falcons at 121 pounds, a freshman from West Alabama, Nick Dixie. Wrestling for the Eagles at 157, Keith Evans. For your Falcons at 157 pounds, a sophomore from West Alabama, Hudson Brandon. Wrestling for the Eagles at 165, graduates, White Georgia, Matt Jenkins. For your Falcons at 165 pounds, a freshman from Oxford, Alabama, Tristan Williams. Wrestling for the Eagles at 154, a senior from Walker, Georgia, Matt Jenkins. For your Falcons at 174 pounds, a sophomore from the Alabama, Aiken Knight. Wrestling for the Eagles at 184, a junior from Walker, Georgia, Jonathan Carroll. For your Falcons at 184 pounds, a sophomore from the Alabama, Savion Graham. Wrestling for the Eagles at 187, sophomore, Central Georgia, John Long. For your Falcons at 197 pounds, a sophomore from West Alabama, Shepard Phillips. Wrestling for the Eagles at 285, sophomore from Rose, Georgia, Trey Union. For your Falcons at 188 pounds, a freshman from Montgomery, Alabama, Willie Cox. Your Falcons are living at 15 alone. Let's see the Michael Land. And another Cleveland, India.
How many times do you like winding me up? All the time, I bet.
Like this. Like this. Like this.
Let's try something different. Stop hitting the bag. Listen to it. Find the rhythm.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more,
You got it.
you're unstoppable.
Let's take another look at our financial plan.
You got it.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
Dear Montevallo, thank you for all you've done for me and my friends. From the minute you opened your gates to us, we found more than a place to learn, more than the red brick streets we walk on. We found infinite places to belong. In my residence hall, I found my home away from home and made some of my best friends. Harmon is where I realized I wasn't actually that bad at math. On Main Quad, I found the best spots for relaxing between classes and squirrel watching. Game days in the SAC showed me the true meaning of teamwork and Falcon spirit. And Palmer is where purple and gold became more than just our school colors. They became our families. Thank you for being that special place where everything just clicked, where my education was just the start of a lifetime of learning and sparked my passion for my career. Thank you for teaching me to stay true to myself. Thank you, Montevallo.
Wrestling for your Falcons at 133 pounds, a sophomore from Woodstock, Georgia, Daniel McIntyre.
Welcome back in here onto the Falcons Athletic Network. My name is A. Golden. We're here starting off at the 133 weight class after the Falcons forfeited 125 as Colt Brown, one of the few Falcons that is currently out with a knee injury. So we're starting here at the 133 weight class. We have Daniel McIntyre for the Falcons, who is currently 11-9 on the season, and then going up against Aiden Neal, freshman. Aiden Neal, as I said, freshman from Cartersville, Georgia. Only seen very limited action so far this season. Daniel McIntyre has had to step in here into the 133 weight class as Noah Smith, one of the few Falcons again that has been plagued with an injury, having knee issues as well. Most of the injured Falcons have been said to be returning later in the season towards the Greyhound Duels and Open, as we are having a bit of technical difficulties with the track wrestling, it seems, down on the other end of press row. But again, these two just eyeing each other up here as we wait for the track wrestling to get set up here, and we're going to get underway here now at the 133 weight class. Again, this is Daniel McIntyre versus freshman Aiden Neal. Reinhardt getting that forfeit at the 125 weight class, going up 6-0.
It's never helpful when your little guy comes out or he's not feeling well, and you know, in this case, Colt is out for a bit. Hopefully not the rest of the season, but it's tough. It's tough for the Falcons.
Was informed that he will be returning later in the season towards the Greyhound Duels and Open, right before hitting that conference tournament. But here, again, McIntyre, we know what McIntyre is capable of.
His record doesn't reflect that, Aiden. You know, I mean, he's had a couple of tough beats. Not to mention, you know, some of these are good open tournament guys that, you know, they don't just send the second string to these open tournaments.
Neal was in on the single leg, but McIntyre able to put in the whizzer and back out and get back to his feet here.
Good duck right into a fireman.
Basic takedown there for the 3 for Neal. As McIntyre trying to create some sort of momentum to get up off bottom, and he's able to get his escape. So
time to get his offense in check and just start working. You know, that's one way to stop someone else's offense, is you be offensive. Start taking shots on them. Good opportunity right there to pick up some points.
And you're going to get Neal with a stall warning there for backing out.
Neal picks up a caution as well, trying to jump on the whistle.
McIntyre had a decision over Bluefield State's Luke Roberts, and had a forfeit in his Emory and Henry match. And then the last time out here against Shorter Hawks, got the fall over Avery Fielder, but Neal here again gets an easy takedown and is going to go up 6-1 now on McIntyre.
You know, Aiden, we start out in our lighter weight classes, our 25, so, you know, having a forfeit for the Falcons doesn't always get your next weight class pumped up. You know, you want to follow someone that just had a good match. You know, so right now the 141's looking to Daniel to get that, you know, get them pumped up, come out here on a high note, and let's work from here on out.
Yeah, and as a team, you kind of want to limit the damage, so getting away with just a decision here for McIntyre will be a win alone.
Yeah, good point. I agree with you 100%. You really need that confidence right there in your wrestler, who, again, hasn't done a lot of, you know, dual meet against ranked schools like this. So we want Daniel to be out there just, you know, going hard, banging, and see what he can do to keep this a tight match.
So, again, looks like there's an issue with the track wrestling on the other end, but score at the end of the first period is 6 for Aiden Neal and then 2 for Daniel McIntyre. McIntyre getting his 2 points from escapes.
Now, Neal did pick up a stall warning, so, you know, Daniel's got to understand in his head right now the goal is to apply pressure. Try to pick up some points off of that stall warning. You know, force Neal out of bounds, force him to make some mistakes. You want to leverage that and get that in your favor so you can pick up some points from whatever position you're in.
McIntyre placed 6th in the 125 category down at the Hawk Classic Open. He's currently been riding a three dual win streak, coming off of wins against Shorter, Emory Henry, and Bluefield State. So I'm sure in his mind he's trying to get back to that state of trying to get that offense rolling, like you were saying, Shane.
You know it, man. You know, and it's no surprise if you have a good team that's coming in and there's a stigma, you know, oh, this is a ranked NAIA team, or oh, they have an All-American, or multiple guys that are all ranked. You know, it's infectious, unfortunately. You know, it gets in some guys' heads, but you know, we're at the college level, and it's time to, you know, put that out of your mind and go out there and give it your best match. And you know, you go out there and you try. And if you lose, as I've always preached to my son and a lot of wrestlers, it's not your wins and losses that we care about. It's your getting better. You know, that's our job as parents and coaches. We'll worry about the wins and losses. We focus on that. You focus on just getting better.
Yeah, and I can definitely say that as one of the few athletes here on campus that going through having a bad race or a bad match, picking yourself up and pushing yourself to get better is definitely what every coach preaches.
You know it, man. It's hard to do. It's just, you know, it's a mindset. You just got to be tough mentally.
And I'd say that's what makes a person, a coach, is learning from those mistakes and then moving forward to get better. As we see here, McIntyre is in on a low single. Quick level change. He might get a takedown. He's got Neal, but we're in a good scramble here, Shane.
I agree, Aiden. I mean, there's an opportunity here for either men to come out of this with points or hit a stalemate, which looks like we're going to get. Great job by McIntyre, though. He was in on a nice shot. Neal hit that draped waterfall over him, but McIntyre didn't give up, stayed with it, and, hey, didn't give up any points either.
McIntyre just needs to keep up that aggression, though. Can't let Neal get any sort of hope again or momentum to continue gaining his own points. And as I say that, tried to hit a Granby roll and gets caught.
For sure. I was really wanting to see him circle out of that corner. You know, you never want your back to the outside of the mat. You want it to the center, and just forcing your guy to, you know, match you head on.
So now Neal will have 9 points after the takedown, and McIntyre gets the escape for 3 points now.
Yeah, so we're right there on that bubble. We're at a 6-point differential. We really don't want to see too many more points picked up unless they're by Daniel McIntyre.
And Daniel here hits, if he could hit that crossface and gets behind, that's
Yeah,
what he
we're
needed.
looking for right there. This could be a pivotal moment in the match. You know, I'm not sure if Neal's just a little tired, but Daniel needs to turn it on right now and score from this position.
He's got that leg trapped on the left side, and he's trying to get that cross face. Apparently looks like he's got a 2-on-1.
He needs to try to keep that leg turked if he can. That's going to help him pick up potential backs right here.
He's trying to find that other side, but I think he's going to run out of time here.
Great job by Daniel McIntyre, however. He picked up points when he really needed it and cut down that deficit.
Yeah, so now down by 3. And they're going to go neutral again here. So all 3 rounds, or all 3 periods, were done in neutral here, Shane.
Yeah, bold move. I really want to pull out some dodgeball on us. But, man, that was definitely a bold move. I know Aiden Neal's had the benefit of a few more takedowns than Daniel, but Daniel seems to be coming on right now.
Yeah, I would assume then choosing neutral, Neal must be super confident in his neutral game and tries to go to that fireman again, but
keep circling here, Daniel. Pick up your 3. And he has potential to pick up some backs here if he can get the right leverage.
He's got to dig that arm out that's locked in on the stalemate.
Got to score from here. No, there it is. There's the score. He gets awarded the 3. I was really hopeful that we weren't going to see a stalemate. Great job, Daniel McIntyre.
So McIntyre claws back from down 3 to 9. Has now tied it up here late, 9 to 9. Trying to look for some sort of back points, but if he's not careful, his hips are really high here, Shane. But
for sure. And he's not, you know, ride time is not a factor at this time since Aiden Neal went ahead and just took down and cut Daniel. But yeah, I agree with you right now, man. We need to pick up anything right here. Remember, Neal has that stall warning. He sits here with his head on the mat, he's going to get called.
I'm willing to bet that's what McIntyre is trying to do here, is trying to get some sort of stall call. But Neal just being an absolute rock on bottom.
We have a good official. You know, he doesn't want to make a difference in the match, but he does know there's a stall warning. And if Neal doesn't get his head off the mat, this has got to be considered stalling. I don't like seeing the stalemate call.
So we'll go to referee's position here with 12 seconds left in the 3rd period. Might see our first overtime of the night.
We definitely need to see if he can tough ride here and keep Neal down.
Neal hits a quick switch. Can McIntyre
possible backs
hold?
here? All right, we're going into overtime. Free wrestling, Aiden, free wrestling.
Great job of riding tough there by McIntyre as Neal almost gets a switch on him.
How about that? Our first matchup of the night, we already got some free wrestling.
This is true. I believe this is also the first overtime match ever in Central State Bank Arena.
We got Coach Owenby approaching the bench. Questions for the official. Looks like there was a question on ride time, just on what the amount was, because that does play a factor if we go into any sudden victory ride-out opportunities.
Yeah, Shane, so we've got 2 minutes of overtime here. Tied 9-9, McIntyre and Neal. This is a point where it's like who has that endurance, as most coaches want it. Most coaches try to get that conditioned body.
You know it, Aiden. And I'm real happy to see Daniel taking shots. I didn't like his head placement, but I like where he's at right here. If he can try and just cover the hips. The heads pop. And there it is. There's the three,
Great
Aiden.
job. Way to battle back from Daniel McIntyre. Goes down 9-3 in that first period. But a late takedown.
Puts him into overtime. This is incredible. Way to get us fired up tonight, Daniel McIntyre at 133.
You take that forfeit at 125, and, you know, like you said, kind of gets him off to a slow match, but Daniel McIntyre brings the energy right back for him. And now the Falcons are just down by 3 here. So now we've got, for the Reinhardt Eagles, it's freshman Garrett Pace. Pace, freshman out of Rockmart, Georgia, going against the sophomore Chad Strickland, 18-13 on the season. Strickland, again, he's had a pretty good last couple of matches as well. 4-0 in his last 4 duels.
Yeah, Chad's he's consistent. He just keeps on, you know, grinding, and that's what any coach wants to see out of their wrestler. You're never out of the match. Just continue to be a hammer and keep moving forward.
And we know Chad has a good offense here. Pace, just like Neil, has seen very limited matches this season.
Both wrestlers just getting in a little hand fighting, some inside ties, feeling each other out. Little throw by attempt there by Pace. Chad's not having it though. Good stance and motion by both wrestlers. Kind of very similar matched.
Chad's got the same matchup we had a couple nights ago against Shorter, you know, much stockier build in Chad, whereas Pace, lankier and tall. And he just loses that leg, and Pace capitalizes and gets a 3-point takedown.
Yeah, and you can't let yourself get down here. You know, it's a mental error. It happens. Again, score from every position. You're down right now, and referees, battle out, hand fight, get yourself a point or 2, and let's get back in the match.
Chad needs to create some sort of momentum and just throws Pace off of him and is able to hip hop up for the escape. So score now going to be 3-1 for Chad Strickland. Down by 2.
Good low ankle pick there by Pace. Chad's water falling off of him right now. See if he can either get to the stalemate or possibly get into a good scramble and end up scoring here.
Does have that left ankle held up there, but Pace, just great movement there, knowing body awareness, and turns right into the takedown for 3. So.
Yeah, I think Chad lost out on the ankle. It's really your only option is to hang on to that.
He's got a hold of it again here, trying to stop any turn here for points for Pace.
Yeah, Pace has got that 2-on-1 and trying to pick him up for a little cheap points off of a tilt. Chad did a great job of using Pace's leg to keep himself from going past the 90-degree with his shoulders.
Pace double boots in, breaking Strickland down here. Late time here. Scores 6-1 for Garrett Pace. And that's the end of the first period. Garrett Pace up 6-1 with 1:12 of ride time.
Pace will defer here to Strickland, so, you know, as I anticipate, he's going to choose down. Again, you want to score from every position, even if it's in that defensive bottom position. Good to see it. Let's see some quick in and out.
Quickly, Chad trying to tripod up, but Pace just right onto his pressuring.
Well, Strickland has to know Pace is a boot rider, so he's got to watch when he comes up. He's got to kind of seal off, keep those legs out if he can. good leg rider's just going to sit there and bend your back and wear you out.
You already see he's trying to put the boots in, and he's getting his back points there, but only got to the 1 count. Strickland pops up. He's in on a leg.
Yeah, good job by Strickland. He felt the opportunity. Pace relaxed his legs just enough. Strickland was able to come up. Hasn't scored yet, but in a good scramble on the edge of the mat.
And Chad's got to watch, but they're going to go out here. Just about to say Strickland's going to want to score any points. He's got to watch that edge of the mat. And he will still be down, though, on bottom, as pace is ride time jumps up to 2:08 now.
Good little quarter turn, way to get to your feet there, Strickland, and at least get some points on your side.
So score now 2-6 in favor of Garrett Pace still. Gotta respect the nice duck under there.
Yep, good slide by Pace to pick up another takedown on Strickland.
So score now 2-9. Pace with 2:18 of ride time. And it definitely does not get any easier after this match, Shane, as up next is Devin Griffin, who is ranked number 7 in the nation in NAIA. And he'll face off against Nick Dempsey. And that's the end of the second period here. Strickland able to get up for an escape. Scores now 3-9.
Yeah, Pace looked to his coach like he wanted to go neutral, but I think like any good coach, you need to earn getting off the bottom here first. So let's see what his defense is like, and hopefully Chad Strickland can turn some offense and get some points on top here.
So Strickland tried to break down the elbows, but Pace easily tripoding up to his feet. Tries to hit a switch, but Chad just cuts him. The score is now 3-10 for Garrett Pace. And Pace is immediately into quick offense here. Trying to hit any duck under or slide by he can. Strickland gets in on a low single, though, of his own. But Pace sprawls out fantastically.
For sure. He's punching through Chad's ribs, Strickland's ribs as well, trying to get him to flatten out. Right now, Strickland's just hanging on to that knee for his life.
Pace looking for the cradle. He's got it locked up here, and Strickland breaks the hands, but that is another takedown for Pace.
Yeah, and he was looking to scoot that leg up, which was going to be not good for Strickland, but I'm glad he's in a better position right now, but again, needs to work up, get his base built, and get up here and get some points scored.
So score now 3-13 in favor of Garrett Pace. Ride time is locked for him, as that is over 3 minutes.
From here on out, Aiden, we're trying to avoid the tech ball to give more points to this Reinhardt team.
And Strickland able to get some kind of space here and try to get a reversal, but Pace so tough here on top. Has Strickland locked up between the legs. As we have short time here with just 10 seconds left in the match. Looks like Garrett Pace will hold on to get another win for the Eagles.
Well, and I'm really proud of Strickland right there. It would be easy for him to go to a shoulder and give up an additional 4. That would put him in a tech fall scenario, so way to battle Strickland.
So now the team score will be 10-3 in favor of the Eagles. And coming out now is Nick Dempsey, wrestling at the 149 category for the Falcons. He's facing off against, again, number 7 in NAIA National League, Devin Griffin.
I will say the family watching will love the fact that Coach Owenby and Land did not smack Nick so hard in the head that it caused his marbles to roll around, but they get him pumped up when they smack that headgear, and right now he needs to be as pumped up as he can be.
Nick Dempsey 17-9 on the season in his freshman year, and quickly Devin Griffin in on a great fireman and into some back points here, holding 4.
Yeah, great job by Griffin, moving his feet quick right off the whistle.
Score is 7-0 right now, or now 7-1, as Dempsey was cut by Griffin. And Dempsey gets in on a single, but quickly Griffin cuts it away.
Yeah, good bundle. He was getting ready to work into that, which I'm happy Dempsey decided to belly out of that because that was a potential 7-point move. So good job. He only gave up 3, but man, tough kid here in Griffin. I can see why he's a number 7 in NAIA right now at this weight class.
So score now 1-10 in favor of Griffin. Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin's got a boot in, good leg ride right here. You know, Dempsey's got a hip smash, got to do something to get that weight off of his hip.
So trying to look for an arm lever there is Griffin. With that one boot in, and he is able to get the arm lever. Looks like he's trying to work to that.
Yeah, Dempsey needs to have that other hand in there and start hand fighting underneath.
So Griffin, chicken wing in on the left arm. Griffin finally gets wrist control into a tilt, getting more back points here, but angle just not right. Dempsey able to fight and not give any more back points here.
Griffin, tough ride on top here. Not much Dempsey can do besides hope for that time to come up, get himself reset on second period and take a shot.
And that's going to be a stalemate call, as we have just a little over 35 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, I'm thinking Griffin's going to cut him here and go to his feet. Kind of figured that his offense in neutral has just been on point right now.
So Griffin decides to lit Dempsey up for an escape to work his own offense, and Griffin just a fireball moving around.
Yeah, Nick Dempsey's got to watch himself in neutral danger. So he got the 3 count from the referee, which he's just got a belly here and you know, try to work from where he's at.
So score will be 2-13 now. Is Dempsey able to belly out and not give up any back points there in that situation? And that's the end of the first period. Score 13-2 for Griffin on Nick Dempsey.
Sure, Dempsey's happy he's making it into the second period here. Again, just something, gotta start working, try something, anything.
So Nick decides to defer, and Griffin will choose bottom. And Griffin straight up. And Dempsey able to get a small mat return here. Looks like Griffin will be able to escape, get his 1 point. He's now up 2-14 as Dempsey goes in on a low single, trying to drive to that leg, but Griffin.
Yeah, back-to-back Eagles that I'm seeing, they're allowing the shot to get in, but they're punching through those ribs, trying to get the Falcons off their balance. Worked with Pace against Strickland. It seems like it's working with Griffin against Dempsey here. You know, the only opportunity you have is to get in deeper on a shot and come up immediately, get that elevation. Good
Low ankle pick there.
A lot of pressure on that Wizard. Dempsey's just got to try and shelf that leg and come up with it if he can. I can't tell here, but it looks like Griffin's doing some good hand fighting, attacking wrist.
Nick.
Yeah, heavy hips on Dempsey right there. It's doing his best to try and come up and get this to a waterfall if he can.
Dempsey looks like he has control of the elbow, but Griffin locks up a cradle, trying to run it. And Griffin just bails out on the cradle.
Yeah, great defense by Dempsey. I got to say, I mean, he's fighting to not give up any points right here. He's, again, just got to watch on the edge of the mat. This is where you're going to get hit, possibly with the stall call.
And
there
as you say it.
Yep. But, you know, I see some benefits here. Dempsey can take this into the third period. I don't know what kind of gas tank Griffin has. If Dempsey can avoid getting additional points racked up, maybe score some on his own would be nice.
So score 2-14 for Griffin as Dempsey tried to hit a fireman's carry, but Griffin able to sprawl out, and now he's got Dempsey in a headlock. Runs over, gets to that single leg and gets the takedown. Scored.
That's going to put him into a tech fall.
So that will be a tech fall for Devin Griffin, winning over Nick Dempsey 17-2. And with that, we roll into the 157 weight class for the Reinhardt Eagles. It will be Ashad Evans, who is ranked 15th.
Another hammer, Aiden. But you know what? Back to what we said in the pregame, this is what you want for your team. You don't want every match to be easy. Iron sharpens iron, and you need right now to have some strong hammers, pushing your guys, letting them know where they are in the food chain. So I'm happy to see my guy out there taking a loss. He scored, he wrestled well, just got outmatched by a number 7 ranked guy. I'm looking right now at Freeman. I want to see the same thing out of him. Score some points, feel that confidence start to build in yourself. Everybody's beatable.
Yeah, so Carson Freeman, 20-10 on the season. Most wins for all the Falcons.
Got the officials calling his own time right there. Just, I'm sure, warning, you know, watch coming straight in to the face.
As we said, Ashad Evans ranked 15th in the nation in the 157 category. Carson Freeman.
Yeah, heavy hands by Freeman. I've wrestled him in the past. Man, he likes to put a lot of weight on that head when he's slamming it down to the mat. So I assume Evans is going to feel quite a bit of that tonight. He's going to have to earn it against Freeman.
And we see those heavy hands going to work here 2 times, slamming the head to the mat of Evans. He just has no reaction.
Yeah, good shot attempt. He's matching Freeman's level. So far, Freeman's the one doing the work, which leads me to believe that Evans is really a counter wrestler. He'll take probably a blast double if he sees an opening or opportunity, but he looks like he's the kind of guy that's waiting for you to make a move so he can try and score off of it.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Jordan Burroughs.
He's got that similarity, I agree. I think that last headbutt might have gave us a little bit of blood time on the lip. Some of the local area high school coaches that are here watching the match. which has got to be a good feeling. A lot of these guys have wrestlers that are interested in moving on to the next level. And right now we have 2 opportunities in the state, a Division III school in Montgomery and your Montevallo Falcons right here, which Coach Ownby and Coach Land have done a great job canvassing the area. I've seen them at the past couple state tournaments and regionals, so it's good to see them poaching from inside the state.
I also noticed in attendance is one of the few club coaches here in the Birmingham area. Jake Elkins, founder of Ironclad Wrestling.
Yeah, I saw Jake earlier. I swear every time I see him, he looks like he's gotten younger.
As Carson Freeman is in on a single here, but Evans looks like he has a deep whizzer in, but Freeman able to bring him up and get the takedown. So Carson Freeman gets the early takedown here against Ashad Evans.
Yeah, great job by Freeman. I can tell you right now, I don't think Evans is used to being taken down at will like that.
And we're going to have more blood time. Score 3-1 as Carson Freeman again has some blood bleed coming out of the nose or that mouth.
Yeah, he's got a inside the lip injury there, and I can tell you right now he's not happy with whatever Kate's putting on that lip. I guess it's probably got a little burn to it, but you know what? I'll take it. That got him 3 points on a nice takedown, so keep putting that burn on your lip and get out there with a little fire.
So with 44 seconds left here in this first period, Carson Freeman was able to get a takedown going into the low single, shoving the leg up and bringing him up as Evans just kind of bailed out there.
I don't know if you mentioned this earlier because I'm old and can't remember everything, but our Coach Land, this is his alma mater.
That is correct. I did forget to mention that. Land went to Newberry and then transferred to Reinhardt and finished out his career there. So definitely some history for Coach Michael Land with this Reinhardt squad.
And speaking of local clubs, one of our local clubs here, Stronghold Wrestling, I saw Matt Moley was on the sidelines with the Reinhardt guys since he helped coach that team in the past. He was here supporting some of the talent that he's worked with. And man, Matt Moley's one of those tough guys in the room. Happy to see him still giving back to the programs and being out there. Want to see him on the Falcon side next time versus Reinhardt's side, but you know, beggars can't be choosers at this stage.
So we're back underway here in the first period. Again, Freeman up 3-1 after a late takedown before having stoppage of blood time, and Evans was able to get an escape. So we're back in neutral here.
Good inside ties by both guys. Good hand fight, good foot movement. This is everything you want to see in a 157 matchup right here. Carson's trying to time up that reach by Evans. And he keeps reaching for the head. That's the opportunity when you lower your level and show him something.
So scored 3-1 at the end of the period, and Evans will choose to go on bottom. Try to get another escape to just make this a 1-point match. Freeman trying to do a tough ride here.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Evans' hands right there. I'm liking that. You know, pick up some ride time points.
Trying to get him at return, but he's just going to let him go. And Evans will get an escape. Now score will be 3-2 for Carson Freeman. Team score currently at 15-3 for the Eagles as Freeman in on a double there.
Good pick right there. Just pulled that ankle in, transition into the double. Right now in a good waterfall scramble, but there's possible. Yeah, I was going to say there's possible neutral zone infraction, and now again back in that scramble.
Freeman gets in on that ankle on bottom. No points awarded yet. Looks like we might get the stall or stalemate here.
Good call by the officials. I like that. Really nothing, no benefit for either guy. Let's get them back on their feet.
Yeah, great scramble by both. Evans able to get out of that sticky situation. And then Freeman able to just hold on and make sure Evans didn't get any points. You just hear those hands hit that mat. And that's how you know Freeman is just all heavy hands when he's on the mat.
Good sweep single attempt right there by Freeman off of a head snap.
So under 30 seconds here in the second period. Freeman really the only one who's done any kind of offense as he's in on that low ankle pick again.
Yeah, great job by Freeman. He needs to try and get this up and shelf it. Evans is throwing a lot of pressure on it, but this should be the pickup. And there it is. Great job, Freeman.
Exactly what happened in the first period. It got to that low ankle pick, which brought him up, and Evans just had to bail out, and Freeman gets the takedown here, goes up 6-2 now, with it being his decision and choosing bottom.
Yeah, and you got to realize that, you know, this is exactly what Coach Ownby and Land need from their wrestler. You don't care who you're wrestling. You go out there and wrestle your match and dominate. And right now, Carson Freeman doesn't know that he's wrestling a ranked guy. He's just out there running his offense, scoring points.
You know, I would say that's what any coach would say, is that does not matter if the guy's ranked or not. As far as I'm concerned, that's just another man on the mat that you've got to go battle. So Freeman able to get the escape and goes up 7-2 now here in the third period. As Evans tried to get on a single shot of himself, and Freeman.
Great reattack by Freeman right there. Really didn't have to do much, just had himself in the best position to score.
So now Freeman will go up 10-2 now. Working on a major decision here.
And he's accumulating some ride time right now as well. So he didn't have a bunch racked up. But I can tell a little bit that Evans might have a little break or a little crack in the armor right now.
Tries to hit a Granby. Wasn't careful. Almost had some back points there for Freeman.
Yeah, I saw a swipe and a half come out of the official. Right now, he's sitting on a solid 8 points, which is a major. Would love to see him pick up a few more points and narrow that gap down between the team score, which is currently Reinhardt 15, your Montevallo Falcons 3.
Freeman having wrist control on that left arm. Evans now trying to build up, but I would be willing to bet to watch out for a stall call here on Evans.
Yeah, with about 10 seconds, I don't think it will make too much of a difference. He does pick up ride time, but again, already has the major in line. So great job, Carson Freeman. Heck of a good match against the number 15 ranked Ashad Evans.
So Freeman picks up the major decision, winning 11-2. And that will move the team score to 15-7. Falcons trying to battle back, and we're going to see Tristan Williams come in here at the 165 category, facing off against Matt Jenkins, who is ranked number 5 in the nation for NAI.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better. Again, you know, you get to test your mettle against a hammer. And as Dempsey learned and as Freeman learned, you know, this is a matchup that you want. You want to see how you match up against a ranked guy. There's Tristan's opportunity to see how he matches up.
So Williams, 2-12 on the season. Williams from Oxford, Alabama. He's in on a single here, but again, just like all the other Reinhardt Eagles we've seen tonight, Jenkins lets him have it, but then backs out into that sprawl.
Yeah, great defense on Jenkins' behalf. He went right to work on that elbow, picking it up, which is putting Tristan in an uncomfortable position.
And Jenkins gets the takedown off of a low single. It goes up 3-0 here.
Right into having a single boot with that leg lock. Turking his leg and picking up some near falls against Tristan.
Gets a full swat, gets a full 5. Holding 4. And Jenkins will go up now 7-0 over Tristan Williams. Still with that leg turked. Continuing to get more near fall points.
Again, with experience comes understanding and knowledge. Williams needs to be foot fighting here. He needs to be hand fighting. You can't just keep going back into this, giving up points. Something's got to occur, got to keep moving.
And just like that, Jenkins gets the 15-0 tech fall over Tristan Williams.
Not too many chinks in Jenkins' armor. That was a well-battled, everything I would come to expect from a number 5 wrestler.
For your Falcons at 174 pounds, a sophomore from McCall, Alabama,
Now we're into the 174 category. We got Aiden Knight here going against Wyatt Higgins. Aiden Knight 11-9 on the season. Higgins from Ball Ground, Georgia.
I don't know if it's the water in Georgia, but these guys have they've aged well. Look like they could possibly have families out here. These guys look like they're 28 years old. That's the part about college wrestling that cracks me up. You get a baby face out there wrestling a dude that looks like he's 28 years old. Oh, good body lock there by Knight. I'd like to see him maybe step across and a little Greco action.
Almost still got those double unders. I saw that Higgins try to hit a step in or inside trip on Knight, but Knight, great body awareness and backed out of it, was able to stop it.
Yeah, Knight's very deceptive. He doesn't look like he's got tremendous amount of upper body, but he's just, I think they call it country strong. He's got that odd strength to him. Good matchup so far by both men.
I think another term you could say is cornbread fed.
You know it.
As both wrestlers here just still trying to size each other up. We're seeing several level changes from Knight.
Now that you introduced cornbread into my brain, I'm going to have to eat at some of the local hot spots here in Montevallo.
Low, in on a low pick is Higgins, but Knight able to just wiggle out of it into a sprawl.
Great heavy hips right there.
He's got a headlock and a cow catcher. Can he throw it? Yes, he can. If he's not, can he sit back? Are we going to see a pin here, Shane?
I think we are, bud. There's that cornbread strength. Come on, Knight.
He's got plenty of time to try to get it. Settle back. Nothing yet. This is the moment where you try to hear all those people screaming, squeeze.
There you go, bud. Start smacking that hand out. Get that brace hand off the mat. Chest to chest, man. Got to get a little lower here, Knight.
And it looks like Higgins is able to just bail out, but great back points nonetheless for Aiden Knight. Goes up 7-0 here.
Yeah, Higgins definitely dodged the bullet right there. I thought for sure Knight had him stuck. Now, at what cost? Did this take a lot out of Knight, take a lot out of the gas tank? I don't think so far. He's still strong right on top.
And that's the end of the first period. Knight up 7-0.
And picks up a 1:06 of ride time right out of the gate in the first period.
So Higgins defers, and Knight will choose to go on bottom. Try to preserve some of that ride time. Needs to get up quick. Knight immediately up to his feet and perfect. Has a 1:04 ride time still. And in on a double now. Switches off to the single, but Higgins with some heavy hits here.
Yeah,
Knight.
Good consistency there by Knight. I don't like to see him on his belly right here, although he still does control Higgins' leg. Let's see a quick stalemate, hopefully. Get back to our feet.
Looks like Knight trying to pop up. If he's not careful here, he's going to give Higgins 3, and he's just going to bail out. Scores now 8-3 for Aiden Knight.
Yeah, I think that was a good belly call. I mean, he wasn't in a great position to do anything. He could have exploded up and just tried to scramble out, but, you know, don't put yourself in a position to give up any more than just the takedown.
So Aiden Knight back on bottom, just how he started this period, trying to find that same momentum. Reinhardt looking for a stall call here. Higgins, looks like he's got that arm on the back here. If Knight's not careful, he could be thrown in.
Agreed here, Aiden. Although we don't have a ton of time, we're at just under 40 seconds. Higgins has got a tough wing in on this side. Like to see Knight try to build his knees up, get him underneath him. There you go. Great job by Knight getting those knees up.
And he goes right back down to his belly, but back up to his knees. Higgins throws in a half with very limited time here.
Cut that ride time, and it is gone and now in favor of Higgins.
That's going to be the end of the second period. Higgins able to dig into that lead that Knight had, and scores now 8-3 for Aiden Knight. Holding on to just a decision.
Now I don't like the call here. I think I would have cut him and given up the quick point to conserve some energy instead of trying to muscle him and keeping him flat on the mat. So far, Knight's doing a great job at it, but he had some success on his feet.
Aiden Knight needs to return Higgins here, but he's just going to cut him loose, and scores now 8-4. Takedown would put Higgins back within 1. I have to say, watching Aiden Knight over the last couple of months, he's definitely one of those guys who does kind of go out a little quick in that first period, but he tends to battle back in that third, as Higgins almost put himself in danger trying to do a duck under, but Knight.
Yeah, I'd like to see Knight hand fight here a lot more. You know, the just having the hands in front of him, they're not protecting from that leg attack that we just saw from Higgins.
Aiden Knight.
Aiden really should have been trying to cross face right there.
And bellied out. And Reinhardt just going to tell Higgins to cut Knight, as Knight will go up by 2 late in this period.
Knight needs to get his offense back in track right now and start taking shots on Higgins.
The score will move to 8-7 or 9-7.
That low single's working for Higgins.
And Aiden Knight was in on a great run, and reversal 2 for Aiden Knight.
Ties it up.
And Aiden Knight.
Definitely an exciting match with no time left. Unfortunately, that's going to put Higgins with the W, 12-11 over Knight. What an exciting last 30, 40 seconds of that match.
And that is the definition of wrestling till the end. Higgins comes out on top, 12-11, getting the decision. As that will put the Eagles up 23-7 now. Coming out is Savion Graham as we're at the 184 category. He'll be wrestling against Jonathan Paramore.
Now, Savion was out for a little bit. Just a minor injury, little setback, but man, from what I can tell, he's looking pretty fired up right now.
Yeah, he started in the last two duels against Emory and Henry and Bluefield State. He had a forfeit in both of those matches, though. So this is his first true match back from injury. And it's against another hammer for Reinhardt. So Reinhardt, if the Falcons want any chance of beating the Eagles, it's going to have to be this just 3-match stretch right here of over a major decision. Shane,
you got it, man. This is dig deep time for the team, not just for your personal self. We know these guys go out there and battle every match, but we would like to see it as Falcons. We really want to see these guys coming up with some bonus points for the team.
Great shot there by Savion with the single and breaks him down for a takedown.
Great job piping that leg. Went ahead and set the pace quickly against Paramore.
Paramore was able to get the escape. And Savion Graham again turns in. He's got Paramore on his back. But if he was, and again, Paramore just able to roll through that. They did award Graham with the takedown, so he does go up 6-1. Graham.
No award of the reversal on Paramore yet. There it is.
So reversal for Paramore. Score now goes to 6-3. Graham has that leg of Paramore.
Now this is where high hip wins. Savion's just got to figure out how to get his head underneath that leg and get it up. Or we're going to go ahead and start back in the center in referee's position.
So Savion Graham on bottom. Looks like O&B was questioning if any swipes were awarded for Graham, but it was only a swipe and a half, and Graham is still working on bottom here. Spiral rod was in there for Paramore, but Graham able to get up, but they're going to go out, and we're going to be reset back in referee's position.
Yeah, Savion's got that explosive off the line, off the whistle. I definitely could see that putting Paramore at a disadvantage. Just got to, again, not just that first step up, it's the second and the third. Just got to keep on moving, keep building. Paramore definitely a strong ride on top, putting a lot of pressure on that upper body of Savion Graham. And he's got that wrist control on his left side there that's, you know, putting Savion in a bind. Just gotta figure out how to get that wrist back.
And that's where it is, getting a stand up, but just again goes out of bounds before he can get an escape. So Savion Graham again still on bottom here with just 28 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Paramore's a long wrestler. Great job by Savion to pick up the reversal.
Great switch there by Savion Graham. Puts himself back up 3-8 now.
Just about to say, Paramore's long, so you really have to be cognizant of that. He's getting to Savion's wrist each time quickly, but great job by Savion to just buck up and get out of there. That was great. And we're going to pick up some near fall here.
Holding 2, though, so he'll only get 2 points off the near fall, and he'll go up 10-3 here against Jonathan Paramore.
You know, you just sat there and started talking about what's the key. If we can pick up some bonus points here, and out of the gate, Savion just put it on him right there in no time.
Savion Graham, again, we're seeing Paramore with those heavy hits that he's been having on Savion most of this match from bottom.
Good job by Graham rolling those wrists out. Like I said, Paramore's got some really good length on him, so he's tying those wrists up quick. If Savion can just continue to roll out those wrists and get his wrist control back.
He's up again and gets the easy escape. Now up 11-3 on Jonathan Paramore.
Now Paramore's close to having ride time locked. He's just under a minute. So currently not effective. Would like to see Savion Graham get the takedown, and there it is.
So 3 for Savion Graham, puts him up 14-3 now. Now if I'm Savion, you're just 5 points away from tech fall.
Yeah, I'm with you. So it's going to take some work. You'd have to cut him. We just went under a minute in this third period. It's doable. We're still in the second period, aren't we?
Yes,
we
are.
Look at that. Aiden, I think you just did some good sideline coaching right there. Savion needs to go ahead and either earn some back points, some near fall, or let him get back to his feet. Let's go work.
And there's the back points that we were just mentioning, and that's going to be the 4 points that he needs to get the tech fall. He just needs to
watch
and
himself.
There it is. So tech fall for Savion Graham.
Welcome back, Savion Graham. We missed you.
So that will bring the Falcons the score.
It's going to bring us up to 12, right? 12-23.
So just down by 11 points. So that's a pin and a tech fall to tie and a double pin to win. So Jeffrey Tubbs will come out here wrestling against John Lovett, who is ranked number 21 in the nation in NAIA.
I don't think that's a big ask, Aiden. I think Jeffrey Tubbs has got his work cut out for him, but we all know Tubby can make the stuff happen, so we're excited about that.
He did have a little bit of a slow start to the season, but he has started every match every dual match this season for the Falcons, and we know he is capable of once he gets on a roll, he does not get off of it.
Yeah, and he's a strong third period wrestler, doesn't mind going the distance. So good shot attempt here by Lovett. Good defense by Tubbs. Both men fighting for inside tie, hands heavy. Good shot attempt by Tubbs, re-attack by Lovett. Both men still neutral.
And this is the type of wrestling you like to see, is both guys working their offense, but at the same time both having great defense to hold each other up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we got to remember, we're in the 197-pound weight class right here. These guys aren't typically shooting.
Jeffrey just runs out of time.
And speaking of shooting, here's Jeffrey Tubbs, who lowers his level, goes in for the blast double, and runs Lovett off the mat.
And we saw the head official giving the signal of got to have some kind of movement here. Don't know if that was towards Lovett or Tubbs, but Tubbs being the one on the attack there, driving Lovett out.
He's definitely, Tubbs is definitely keeping Lovett on his toes by lowering his level periodically, stepping in for little fake shots.
Great hand fight here in clubs going by both guys.
And I keep noticing that every time Lovett gets his head clubbed, he almost breaks stance, and I think that's what Jeffrey Tubbs is seeing. He's looking to exploit that heavy hands into another blast double. And if he does it on the edge of the mat here, not only can he possibly pick up the takedown, he may pick up that stall warning.
So again, update on that score. It's 23-12 in favor of the Eagles, so just an 11-point difference for your Falcons. In order for a win to happen, have to see a double pin, and a tie would be a pin and a tech fall. Anything less will be the Reinhardt Eagles walking out of Central State Bank Arena with a win. Great dunk under.
Right into, almost pulled off the bundle, almost into near fall. Great takedown by Jeffrey Tubbs.
So Jeffrey Tubbs gets the first takedown of the match here at 197 off a great super duck. Short time here. Just going to cut Lovett loose.
Good re-attack there by Tubbs.
So the score will be 3-1 in favor of Jeffrey Tubbs.
You know, and speaking of a tie, Aiden, that puts us into criteria between the two teams. You know, so you're looking at first whether any points deducted for any unsportsmanlike, et cetera, which I don't believe there has been this evening. And then you get into, did either team pick up a pin? Who had the most pins? Who had the most tech falls? So there's some things that really get taken into consideration for a tie and that criteria. Let's hope to not see it. Let's hope to definitely see back-to-back pins for the win.
So Lovett gets hit with a stalling. I believe OMB will definitely challenge this for an escape, as it was going off the mat.
I love seeing a good coach that's going to challenge the official for the call to make sure that they're getting it right and just battling for points for his team and for the wrestler.
So nonetheless, stall warning on Lovett, but Tubbs able to get the escape he was looking for, and now goes up 4-1. Haven't talked much about the Reinhardt Eagles. The Eagles are coming off a big dominating win, beating Emmanuel University 50-0, and then had a strong finish at the Virginia Duels, placing third.
Great attack by Jeffrey Tubbs, almost into a standing cradle. Looking to pipe this leg. Nice, just sweeps it out from underneath him and gets the three.
Great takedown by Jeffrey Tubbs. I don't know what Lovett was doing there, but all of a sudden just saw him jump up in the air, and vulnerable opportunity right there for Tubbs. So score now 7-1 with Jeffrey Tubbs up here in the first period. Got to look for some kind of back points here, Shane.
Yeah, you know it. You really got to suck it up at this point and just try to get him over on his back. Or go back to your standing game. I mean, I think Jeffrey's got something figured out here against Lovett. Like I said, he sees him break stance when he goes in for a fake shot, and he's attacking immediately once he breaks stance.
So score now 7-2 after Lovett is able to escape. As we're winding down the second period, shot attempt by Lovett. Tubbs trying to get around as quick as he can in the late stages of the period. But time will run out.
Great job. Heavy hips by Tubbs. Great work keeping it on top. Went into a waterfall, but time ran out, so we're going into the third period. Looks like Lovett's going to choose bottom.
Well, originally it looked like the Reinhardt coaches were signaling for neutral, but instead they decided to go on bottom. Lovett tries to hit a switch, but Tubbs holds him up here.
Now, he's not quite hit a minute of ride time, but great job by Jeffrey Tubbs by really just keeping some pressure here on Lovett. Crowd always goes wild on a good mat return.
Good mat return here for Tubbs, but Lovett already basing back up, and Tubbs just going to have to cut him loose. Score now will move to 7-3. Decision is not what the Falcons are looking for, but it is late here. Tubbs looking like he will pick up a ride time point, but it's only at 1:14, and there's 1:13 left here in the third period, Shane.
Yeah, expect to see a little flurry from Jeffrey Tubbs, but instead, Lovett ends up picking up a quick takedown on Tubbs.
Now Jeffrey needs to try to get up here. Otherwise his ride time will be off. But Lovett lets him go, and the score will be 8-6. Are we going to see a similar situation to the 8th and 9th match here, where the last 5th minute of the period is a dogfight?
I think we're about to see a dogfight, Aiden, and I'm okay with it. Let's finish the night on a good battle.
Looking like we might get a stalemate here. If Jeffrey Tubbs is not careful. And there's the stalemate call.
Great job. He had a 2-swipe on that neutral infraction, so happy to see that. Happy to see them back on their feet. Let's see which man can dig deep right now.
So 20 seconds left here. All go for either wrestler. If we see Jeffrey Tubbs making more of the movement here. Lovett almost gets in, but Tubbs, great block. And on a single drives takedown for Jeffrey Tubbs.
Work up that body and possibly get us some, nope.
That's the end of the period, so he gets a late takedown and wins 11-6 here. And 1 point for riding time, so 12-6 to score.
Great decision there by Jeffrey Tubbs. Good look from Lovett to battle back and really just keep these guys, keep them honest.
So, team score will end up being 23-15. And coming out now is Willie Cox, freshman here at 285, facing off against Trey Goodgame.
You know, here's my takeaway, Aiden. You just told me that Reinhardt went and put some big numbers up against Emmanuel.
Which is another Conference Carolinas team.
You know it. And we're out here battling tooth and nail for every point we can get, and we're not out of it. We may have lost the fight, but we are definitely not out of the battle. I watched a lot from the Falcons team tonight, and they look great, and they're grinding against some of the best in the country. Pretty happy with that.
So Willie Cox, just like Jeffrey Tubbs, has started every duels match this season for the Falcons.
Albert, good game. I like that. I don't know if he really planned that out, but pretty impressive. Good shot attempt by Good Game. Great hips by Willie.
Good Game trying to work over the top, but Cox backs out and gets behind for the takedown.
Big confidence builder right there.
Willie.
You know, somebody gets in on your legs and you hip in, you just stay consistent with that pressure and end up picking the takedown up yourself. Great job by Willie Cox.
Willie has 4 dual wins so far in his freshman season. He's up here 3-1 against Albert. Good Game.
Just slides off the tongue, doesn't it? Sounds good. Good game.
So we're going to get a stalemate here, as both wrestlers were just kind of hanging on the heads there. No true motion going on. But now we're back set.
Great job, Willie Cox on a re-attack. Picks up another set of 3 against Good Game.
And I have to give some criticism there to Good Game. Looked like a little bit of a sloppy shot in on the single there. But.
And it cost him.
And when he standing up there, it looks like he's kind of favoring that right ankle, it seemed.
Yeah, he hobbled him a little bit as Willie cut him and let him go. He did a little inside trip on the ankle, and I think Good Game may have stepped on his foot a little wrong. But I'm with you. He's not definitely kind of favoring that foot right now.
So score 6-2. Willie tried to hit a slide by trip, but battles out. Again, score 6-2.
You want to see a shot on the edge right here by Willie Cox. I think that would get that stall warning against Good Game. Really break this wide open.
So last couple of seconds here in the first period, Willie Cox up 6-2. Reinhardt up 23-15. Willie does have 32 seconds of ride time. And that's the end of the first period. Cox will have choice as he defers. And Good Game will go on bottom.
Reinhardt coach is letting him know he needs to circle up. Willie's got good pressure game on top. But alas, goes ahead and gives Good Game that one escape and lets him get to his feet. I think Willie Cox is pretty comfortable in the standing position against Good Game.
So score now 6-3 in favor of Willie.
There's another sloppy shot attempt that Cox picks up the three and a quick release. So one back to Good Game.
So score will be 9-4 now for Cox. As you were saying, Shane, Good Game again steps in on the shot, kind of sloppy, and Willie able to react and go quickly behind for his takedown, and then in a flurry, Good Game able to get that escape.
Absolutely. You used good terminology right there. I don't think a lot of folks look at Willie Cox as being quick. He's got incredible burst speed for a wrestler of his size.
And another takedown for Willie Cox. That time, Good Game was able to get in on the leg, but Cox just heavy on the hips.
And I like the award of the takedown there. Cox was behind the shoulder, right? So really, I'm okay with it. I'm imagining that the Reinhardt coach may challenge, but I think he's going to not contest this one and hope his wrestler can start taking some cleaner shots.
So Good Game gets released again. Now score will be 12-5 here. As again, clock winding down. Cox with 1:12 ride time. That will be 13 points if it stays. As we're under 5 seconds now here as we wind down the second period with Willie Cox still on top, 12-5. And it looks like Willie is just going to toe the line and choose to stay neutral.
I think that's a great call. There's no reason for him to work off the bottom, work for points. He's done a great job on his feet. He's countered and he's scored on almost everything that Good Game has thrown at him tonight.
Fakes the single there. Trying to, looking for that low single that he's been hitting most of tonight. Seeing that push-pull.
Yeah, and I hear the Falcons bench letting Willie know, push the pace, he's tired. That just means you almost have this man broken. Don't stop coming forward. Heavy hands, battle, get to those legs and score some points.
So now, hands on the head from both wrestlers. And tried to do a duck under. Willie, if he could just go, he could easily get a pin here, and that's what he's trying to look for. Gets the takedown, and he's going to go up 15-5 now. With just under a minute left here in the third period. Looks like Willie is looking to just cut him again, and that's exactly what he does. So now scores 15-6. Cox working on a major decision here.
Willie's got ride time just about locked up. I think actually right now he does. So we're going to get another point for ride time. I wouldn't mind seeing Willie just pick up another here off of a poorly executed shot by Good Game.
Under 30 seconds remaining here in this match. Willie does have an overtie here.
Yeah, and this would be a calculation mishap by Good Game. Cox is he's a big time Greco guy. He likes being in those ties.
Looks like Willie's just going to hold on here, but he dances around the outside. Takedown, Willie Cox. Won't be awarded the tech fall. But great major decision by Willie Cox. Final score will be 19-6 for Willie Cox. And your final team score will be 19-23.
Well, Aiden, this definitely had a lot of promise tonight. Was happy to see how our wrestlers competed against a ranked team. You know, we saw a couple of flaws where some guys need a little bit extra work and dealing with some of these ranked wrestlers. But I think overall, I think the Falcons team had a really good matchup against these Eagles. Definitely shortened that gap that they had last year against them. So I'm pretty excited for the future of the Falcons wrestling team.
Yes, Shane. Now, this was the final home match of the season, so we want to thank you all for tuning in to the Falcons Athletics Network. From all of us here at the University of Montevallo, please stay tuned as we will have a post-match interview with head coach Daniel Owenby here in just a moment.
Thank you. Good to meet you too. Aiden, great job. Hey.
Stand by.
Savion, great match for you. It's your first true match back from injury. Walk us through how you feel, man.
Yeah, well, so, you know, I came out with the energy out all week. I had been preparing because I knew I was going to be back. This was going to be my return. So I was like, this is going to be my debut, kind of, because, I mean, I got hurt first tournament. I wrestled a couple matches in between, and then I haven't really done anything since. So I was really trying to work on my mindset going back into it, trying to make sure I went out there and got to it, dominated. So
now, Reinhardt, coming in tonight, you know, what was Daniel or Coach Owenby's message to y'all, knowing that this is going to be a tough matchup?
Oh yeah, we knew they were going to be tough from the get-go. Basically, he told us just go at it. Don't give them any breaks. Be intense the whole match. No, like on the edge. We know they're going to be good on the edge. Both him and Coach Land really like beat that into us. So going through the whole week, we were just trying to get dominant and get into our attacks, not letting up any positions. And so coming off of a couple weeks ago, we had a couple tough matches. They were close. They were closer than they should have been. So we were really trying to get back to the drawing board and get back on our domination.
All right, well, thank you, Savion. Again, congratulations on a good match.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back here with Coach Owenby for another post-match interview. So again, we're here post-match with Coach Daniel Owenby. Coach Owenby, walk us through what your thoughts were on tonight's matchup.
I think for the most part we wrestled great. We gave up 1 at 74. We probably shouldn't have. It is what it is. But it is kind of hard to come in giving up 6. Unfortunately, Colt got hurt at practice a week or so ago, so kind of stinks to not have our 25-pound. I think that changes the whole aspect of the match. But I told the guys going in, even though we're giving up 6, we still got to go wrestle our match. And for the most part, we did. We ended the duel out great. Savian had a great first match back. Tubbs looked really well. We beat a bunch of ranked kids tonight. Carson got his get back from earlier this year. He wrestled the kid at the Georgia Open, lost in the last second takedown. That kid's ranked 18th in the country, so it's great to see that. I'm more than positive the kid Tubbs beats a returning national qualifier for NAIA. Kid that Savian beats really good. So, I mean, we had some very big bright spots in this match, and we want to keep it going into Manuel and Lander, but we also had some down spots where we got to work on. We got to work on our finishes. We just got to work on being a little bit tougher in some situations. But for the most part, we look great. I'm just excited to keep this program going. I mean, we got Emmanuel and Lander on Tuesday, and then we go to Greyhound Duels where we get to wrestle McKendree, a top 10 team, Quincy, and then UND, a top 20 team. So we get three more really good challenges because Lander's ranked 8th in the country. So we get 3 more top 25 looks before we get into regionals, which is going to be great for our guys. And I think if we do what we need to, we should punch a bunch of tickets to nationals this year. So I'm really proud of the way we wrestled. Like I said, there's some down spots, but most of them good spots.
All right, thank you, Coach Owenby, for joining us here again. Look forward to seeing what you guys have for the rest of the season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in here on the Falcons Athletic Network. From everyone from here with me, Aiden Golden, and Shane Dempsey, we want to say thank you and good night.